looked like DiJonai Carrington just got booted from the Dallas.
What do you call a player so disruptive that even the referees need backup? Jane Carrington. The Dallas Wings have finally parted ways with their most controversial figure, and honestly, it was long overdue. This is the same player who infamously poked Caitlin Clark in the eye during the playoffs, injured her own teammate Paige Buchers in an attempt to take out Jessica Shepard, and caused such a scene during a game against the Chicago Sky that security had to be called in. 4 flagrant fouls in a single season say it all. Dallas couldn't wait to move on. If you think the league should too, drop a fire Carrington in the comments. Let's make it loud.
Your game was stinking in the mud, and the Dallas Wings wanted nothing to do with you going forward.
Before we get into how Jane Carrington got the boot from Dallas, let's talk about why the team had enough in the first place. There's a fine line between being a tough defender and being a reckless one, and that line is called intent. In Carrington's case, her game tape looks more like a highlight reel of injuries. It all started with the moment that put her under the microscope, the now infamous eye poke on Caitlin Clark during the 2024 playoffs. Clark walked away with a black eye, and the basketball world was left wondering if they had just witnessed a cheap shot or something even worse.
Now, DiJonai Carrington couldn't keep her hands clean either. With staying out of headlines on the internet, she was always in headlines, punching players in the eye. And then we have to remember, she nearly injured Paige. Like, everybody forgot about that. Y'all remember when she nearly injured Paige, nearly took her whole knee out? Like, we got to remember all of those things transpired during this basketball season, man. For her to tell you, they made it their business to get rid of her.
Picture the scene. It's the first round of the playoffs, Connecticut Sun versus Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark rises for one of her signature shots, and Jane Carrington steps in to contest. But what follows isn't a routine defensive play. Carrington's hand makes direct contact with Clark's face, specifically her eye. The impact was immediate. Clark's head jolts back from the blow, and she clutches her face in visible pain. The rookie phenom, who had electrified the league all season, was left with a black eye that quickly overshadowed the game itself and became the defining image of the playoffs.
DiJonai, you're always in a dirty play. DiJonai, once again, here we are today. Oh, DiJonai.
But here's what most people didn't see in that moment. The aftermath that revealed just how intentional Carrington's aggressive style might be. While Clark was left dealing with the physical toll, Carrington showed no remorse, no apology, no hint of regret, not even a glance of concern. She didn't just brush it off, she leaned into it, doubling down on the physicality as if the incident was something to be proud of. It wasn't just reckless, it felt calculated.
I'm calling her in, and I'm saying to her, I need answers.
Fast forward to June 4th against the Seattle Storm, and the pattern repeats itself. Skylar Diggins drives hard to the rim on a fast break, eyes locked on the basket. Carrington steps in to defend, but instead of going for a clean block, she makes direct contact with Diggins' head. The officials didn't hesitate. Flagrant foul. It was clear this wasn't just a missed defensive play, it was dangerous, deliberate, and targeted at yet another star's head. This wasn't basketball. This was a message.
And kind of swatted at Caitlin. Did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am.
Fans and analysts quickly connected the dots. This wasn't a series of isolated incidents anymore. A clear pattern had emerged. The same reckless contact, the same dangerous targeting of star players' faces and heads. The behavior was no longer just aggressive, it was irresponsible. One fan summed it up perfectly. That's not physicality. That's a trash play from a dirty player who doesn't belong on the court. With each new incident, the public outrage grew louder, and rightfully so.
Let's watch it, and this will give us a couple of different angles.
Directions of games. There's your tip. Diggins, who's still fast, gets down the floor, buries it, draws the foul, but is shaken up.
Each incident only escalated, in both severity and public backlash. The Caitlin Clark incident became the lens through which every Carrington foul was viewed. Aggressive, reckless, and almost always directed at high-profile players. Whether it was established veterans like Skylar Diggins or rising stars like Clark, Carrington's approach didn't change. Target the face, target the head, and leave chaos in her wake. The incidents piled up faster than the Dallas Wings could defend her, creating a storm of controversy that was only getting harder to ignore.
And there's Skylar on the floor. At first glance, this might not look too bad. But when we get some different angles of it, you just see how this is clearly, definitely, 100% not a basketball play. Let's take a look. We got DiJonai.
Signals for the officials that this will likely get upgraded.
DiJonai, did you forget what sport you're playing? You know this is basketball, right?
Most players worry about avoiding dirty plays that could injure opponents. Carrington somehow took out her own teammate in the process of trying to hurt someone else. The May 21st matchup against the Minnesota Lynx was a defining moment, capturing everything wrong with Carrington's approach to the game. In a reckless attempt to deliver a hard foul, she ended up injuring teammate Paige Buchers instead. It wasn't just dangerous, it was reckless, to the point of self-destruction. You were watching a player so fixated on causing damage that even her own locker room wasn't safe from the fallout.
DiJonai Carrington is clearly a dirty player. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if Chin, what do you have going on in that mind of yours? Are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? Are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? Are you okay? Yes, DiJonai. Get it together, collect your thoughts, collect your emotions, because the last thing we need to see you is crash.
She went for another eye poke, this time targeting Jessica Shepard, but somehow managed to injure her own teammate, Paige Buchers, in the chaos. Picture the scene. Shepard rises for a shot and Carrington comes flying in with her trademark recklessness. Instead of executing a clean block, she makes direct contact with Shepard's face, her arm swinging high and wild. The result? A flagrant foul called immediately by officials, who had no doubt about the intent or danger of the play. And in the crossfire, Buchers, completely uninvolved in the action, ended up getting hurt. It was a moment that perfectly summed up Carrington's style: reckless, harmful, and out of control.
And she ends up getting Shepard in the face, the nose. I don't know which takes precedent. Oh, see, it's the hit the ball and then it's the pull back. They're showing it on the Jumbotron at a different angle that sort of looked like, watch after Carrington goes for the block, watch her pull back right here. And that's the part that I don't know if you separate that.
But the chaos didn't end there. In the midst of that reckless play, Carrington's wild, out of control movements put her own teammate Paige Buchers in harm's way. It was as if Carrington's single-minded focus on causing damage created collateral damage right in her own locker room. Think about it. How does one player generate that much turmoil in just one moment? It takes a complete lack of control and an intent to do harm. Soon, even her teammates began to question if sharing the court with Carrington was worth the constant risk of injury. When you start worrying about getting hurt by your own teammate during practices and games, you know there's a serious problem. Buchers and other Wings players showed visible frustration, fully aware that they could be the next unintended victims of Carrington's reckless style.
Like, I'm sorry, you don't get to plow through somebody's back, almost injure a teammate, and then say, yeah, and then like claim that you've done nothing. You've done nothing. Like, and people are like, stand on business. She's like trying to laugh at him. Like, no, you're just Pat Bev. You're not Draymond. You're Pat Bev. Like, realistically, you're Pat Bev. That's it. And like, look, I mean this when I say this. It was a dangerous play only for Paige.
The Lynx players and coaching staff witnessed Carrington's reckless behavior firsthand, and their disbelief was palpable. You could see the disgust on their faces as they watched her target their player's face, all while putting her own teammate at risk. Minnesota's coaches knew immediately this wasn't just aggressive basketball, it was something far more dangerous. That moment revealed that Carrington's style wasn't just a threat to opponents, it endangered everyone on the court. For the Dallas Wings management, the alarm bells were ringing loud and clear. They weren't dealing with an asset anymore. They had a liability. When a player becomes a threat to both team chemistry and player safety, the foundation for a winning culture crumbles. Instead of fostering trust and security, you end up creating an environment where no one feels safe.
Was it a flagrant 1? Yes. Could it have been called a flagrant 2? Yes. Was it more dangerous to Paige Buchers than anyone else? Because Paige Buchers was the one who was the person who had to break Jessica Shepard's fall. Could she have blown out her teammate's knee? Yeah. Yeah. Like, that is what, like, realistically, that is what the conversation should be about. Because she wanted the Kiki Iriafen viral meme. Because as soon as she did it, look at what she does as soon as she did it. As soon as she did, she walks toward Jessica Shepard and just tries to do the Kiki Iriafen.
The moment you start injuring your own teammates while trying to take down opponents, you've crossed a line no team can overlook. This wasn't about physicality or tough defense anymore. It was about a player whose toxic approach poisoned everything around her. After incidents like these, officials began treating Carrington differently, fully aware they were dealing with someone who couldn't keep her actions in check. When was the last time you saw referees call security on a player during a game? Welcome to the DJ Carrington experience. The infamous Chicago Sky game marked the peak of her on-court chaos, the moment officials decided they needed protection from a player.